All right, guys, welcome back. We're again working on the Camaro here. Got Justin here. I'm here. And what we're going to be doing is putting in some new parts on the back here. So this is what we're working with here. It goes right in the back here, under here, but a lot of times with some bumps or something like that, it's falling out like that. This bulb's not quite got a good contact patch. It twits a little bit. It's still a good bulb, but our connections are pretty crappy. I think this is supposed to be bent off. Looks like it's broke. It's supposed to look like this right here. So we're missing this clip right here. We're missing a plastic piece here. It's already super bent in. If you compare the two, it's just time to rewire it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut probably down here, maybe even right there, re-splice this into there, see if we can't keep that tail light working and where it's supposed to be. So let's get started on that. Yep. Alright guys, I got some miscellaneous stuff. I don't generally do a lot of electrical, and when I did, I had a full kit. I had a painless performance wiring harness for that old Challenger. I do happen to have 2 bell caps. We've got the new part here. Let's pull it out. I don't know how much lead we've got here. Should be enough if we cut that. We'll just have to plan it accordingly. So we got that. We don't need those. We got some tape. Got some, I believe they're called dikes. I'll go get some wire strippers because I have to use wire strippers. Justin doesn't. He's better than me at this stuff. We're going to go ahead and get this put in, see if that fixes our problem, so when I cruise at night I'm not worried about getting cornholed. But you kind of got the wire feed down there. I'm thinking right in here.
That, or we can bypass and only have one crimp in there. Your call.
We could do that too. I don't really care.
If we have enough room.
I just don't know. It doesn't leave us a lot to work with, does it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we can put them on there. I have to cheat and use these, so I can gauge it up, strip it out. Usually works pretty well for me. It takes longer, but he can use one tool to cut and strip, so we can show you both ways if you want.
So starting here, if you want to try to use a pair of strippers like Cam said, or if you want to use just a pair of dikes, crimpers, that's what I prefer. You just want to grab it, give a little bit of pressure on there. Give a little bit of pressure on there and give it a yank. Pretty straightforward.
Whereas with this one, all you do is put the wire into the right gauge. You crimp it down, squeeze it, and pull, and it just strips the sheet right off of there, the sheath or whatever you call it.
Now, the fewer connections we have, the better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut these off. We're going to cut them off right at the existing crimp cap that's on here. Should give us enough wire lead. So if you're worried, I know some guys like to do them one at a time. We can do them one at a time, or we can do them both at the same time. Go ahead and cut that crimp off. Hold that up a little bit.
Older cars, some of the wires can get pretty brittle, so you want to be careful in handling it. That's why a lot of times they recommend you just put a whole new wiring kit in some of these old cars.
Some people like to use bell caps. You can use bell caps. You can use butt connectors. We're going to go ahead and use a butt connector here. You can use a butt connector one of 2 ways. Kind of how the person had this wired in before. He had his butt connector, one wire going on each side. You can stick them on one side as well if you have the right size. So for this 18 gauge wire, if you're going to do them on the same side, you have to use a blue butt splice. If you're going to do them in line, then you'd want to go ahead and use a red butt splice. It's always good to have the right wire for the job. If you do this, the one benefit to doing it this way is down the road, if you need to test voltages, it's an easy way to take your meter, stick your leads right in here. You don't have to cut any wire. You don't have to worry about pulling your bulb off and jamming, and you know, who knows, someone could have broken that, taken that bulb in and out. So we're going to put it right here, crimp that down, to give it a nice good squeeze. You always want to verify your wire, make sure you're in there solid. So we're good. Go ahead and do the second one. You want to do it?
No, you got it. I'm cameraman right now. It's going to be nice to be able to know we're not going to get rear-ended, because when I checked the other day it was working, and when I checked after that it was not working, so it was kind of frustrating, but that's the way old cars go sometimes. So he's got it here. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to put them up together. Again, he's going to use a blue. You just want to know what you're working with and what you got going on. If we were going to put them end to end, we would have used the red.
Again, yeah, we just do that so down the road, if you ever need to meter these lights for some reason, That gives you a good easy spot that you can stick your 2-meter probes in and test your voltage. I'm gonna go ahead and throw just a little bit of electrical tape around these. We're not really concerned about water.
Trunk hasn't shown any leaks
and everything here. Yeah, we're not getting really any leaks out of it, but you never know. I'm just gonna take it, wrap each individual lead. Give it a quick wrap. We'll dress it up with some zip ties once we get the light assembly in.
One thing they did say is you can buy this. It's a Sure Connect bowl grease. Supposed to prevent them from sticking and breaking in case you have the car long enough. It's supposed to also help with the positive connection, make it easier to remove, stuff like that. So you can buy this. I think it was a couple bucks. I wanted to buy it to show you guys whether we use it or not. That's a whole nother story. So. Should be good. We got the bulb. It's an 1157. Something commonly stocked. Should be able to just slide her right on in and be ready to rock, huh? A little notch.
Test this before we put it in.
How would we do that? We're in. So, all right, guys, just lined it up, put it right in. It's not coming out because it actually has some pressure on these still. This could be an original piece of equipment for all we know. Maybe, maybe not. What we're going to do is I'm going to turn the lights on and we'll see if this lights up. Think?
Yep.
Very faint, aren't they?
We have brake light. That guy's not on.
Let me push the brakes.
Nope.
This side's not?
Left turned on.
This one didn't?
It did. No, your driver's side. It's on now.
It's on.
And your passenger side is off. Now your passenger side is on.
Now they're both on.
Funny thing, so we're just gonna test some wiring here real quick.
Lights on?
Lights on. Okay. Apply the brake. And that light shut off. Is that headlight on?
Yeah. Now we have a key on.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get this light up in here.
Let me turn it off.
Alright, what do we have going on? So, headlights off. Apply your brakes. Okay, they're both illuminating properly. Turn your headlights on. Now apply your brakes. And they are illuminating properly. So whoever wired in this old harness, this old light assembly, wired it backwards. So we were getting a little bit of confusing information as we were going. So
it's always good to buy
easy thing to check.
more of these than you're going to need. He's got it down now. I'll open it.
Okay.
He's going to have her wired up here. Thanks, guys, for the support on the Camaro videos so far. Me and him are enjoying doing it, and it sounds like some of you guys are enjoying watching it. So we do appreciate it. Kind of keeps us going, keep us wanting to film, because it does take longer to film than to just come out and do it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited to have this car ready to go. So if I want to go to the grocery store or something like that, I just get in and go.
Oh yeah, especially on beautiful evenings. I mean, we're not 100 degrees yet at night. We're quaint. I don't know.
This car needs a
70,
name.
80 degrees.
Needs a name, but once it gets, once we get it roadworthy, we'll get this sound system out of here, rewire the speakers in the cab, and put some seat belts in.
Maybe if you guys have any ideas on names, feel free to drop them in the comments.
You know what's funny today? I was cruising home from playing ball this morning, and there was a car just like this. But you know what it had that this one didn't? Nice rims. It was sitting on, my guess is at least 18s, if not bigger, and they were wide. They were staggered because the fronts looked a little smaller and the backs were, gosh, it was a good looking setup. Kind of like the Mustang has. You know, it filled out the wheel wells on this car, and it looked so good.
I'm kind of torn on the 17s. Now, don't get me wrong, I like some staggered wheels on my old muscle, but
I'm all about the stance, and this car does okay, but to get it sitting right, you got to pretty much have all the air out of the air shocks.
And you definitely have plenty of room under there. Get a good offset on those wheels.
So should we see if it works?
Let's give it a shot.
Let's take a look at this. All right, so we got brake.
Brake.
Cool, let's turn the key on. You gotta have the key on to try signal. We got left.
Got left. Right.
All right, let's turn on the lights.
Indicators are on.
Cool, let's hit the brake.
Brakes work.
And let's try one more turn with everything on.
That's right. That's left.
I think we're set.
Money.
Thanks again for subscribing. We got plenty more to do on this car, and then eventually we'll fire into the Nova over there. I kind of got frustrated with the Nova, but we'll get back on it. I figured I'd rather have one car that works while I work on that one. So let's go ahead and call it a wrap.
Sounds good.